Collinsworth podcast featuring the great Richard Sherman and presented by our good friends at DraftKings and the DraftKings Sportsbook app. This week, all you need is promo code PFF, and you won't believe how easy this is going to be. You can bet $4 to win $256 on any underdog in the NCAA tournament. Every single year, there's big upsets in this tournament. You just have to you can even take a 1-point underdog, bet $4 and win $256 if you get it right. So can't get a whole lot easier than that. And today we have a fantastic show. There's so much interesting stuff going on with free agency around the National Football League. We're going to talk about the NFL quarterbacks, what's going to happen with Russell Wilson, with Deshaun Watson, all the different things that are going on in the league. But we also have as our special guest, Shaq Barrett, who is the guy that maybe got paid the most during the course of this 4 years, $72 million, and probably could have gotten more as a pass rusher. Had a great year with the world champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we're going to talk about Tom Brady and his Super Bowl trophy toss and all things related to the world champions and Bruce Arians and on and on and on. We're also going to talk to Richard Sherman about what is going on with his free agency and how soon and maybe where he's thinking that he may sign. All of that coming up right now with Richard Sherman and Shaq Barrett. All right, here we go. This is going to be fun. We got the world champion. We got the world champ. Now, I'm talking about not just on the football field. I'm talking about the feel-good world champion of the world right now, Shaq Barrett, who just came out of free agency, and you done good, man. Yeah, this is kind of fun, right? First of all, congratulations on the championship. Secondly, congratulations, an undrafted free agent coming out of college that finally got the ring, you got the trophy, you got the money, you got everything. That's strong.
Yeah, that's that sounds good the way you just said it, man. It's crazy to come from right there then to have everything that you could dream of, and yeah, it's a blessing for sure, man. And I'm happy. I'm ready to take advantage of it, ready to keep putting together something amazing, man. I think we could be real special again this upcoming year.
You know, I think Richard can relate coming out of the middle rounds of the draft, and then to go out and having to prove himself. Nobody helped him. Nobody did anything to help that cause. And then you just go prove it. You're a world champion. You finally get paid, Richard. You got to be able to relate.
Yeah, I can relate. But I mean, his was even harder because they kept making him prove it. You know, it was like he had a great season and they were like, yeah, we'll give him another prove it deal. You know, they had another great season. And thankfully, you know, this is about to be if it wasn't for the pandemic, I'm sure your year will be even crazier. But the pandemic got everybody indoors. But to get this contract in a Super Bowl ring and still be on the same great team with a chance to repeat and a chance to continue to play with Tom Brady and that defense that you guys put together, and another year of continuity and consistency and knowing each other and playing with each other is going to be fantastic, man. I'm so excited for you and just ecstatic for your family, man. I know I can imagine how it feels. Fantastic.
Yeah. You already know. You did like start the model. Like you said, you was a 5th round pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you came off 5th round and you've been doing it ever since you've been in the league, man. You got the Super Bowl, you got paid, man. So yeah, you laid the blueprint out for your boy.
Yeah, hey man, I appreciate that. But you doing it now, man. And I can't wait. When you get that ring, it's really gonna feel official. You're gonna feel like you floating, man. And
yeah, I can't wait for sure.
How you feeling about the team though? You know, you guys had a rookie tackle in Tristan Wirfs, and you know, the jury was kind of out. You know, some people loved him, some people were like inconsistent about him, and he went out there and had a phenomenal rookie season. Did you see that like in training camp? You know, obviously it was kind of a simulated training camp. It was half, but what did you see out of him?
So initially coming in, he was good. He was long arms, athletic, able to recover really good. So I was coming in training camp. I was literally giving him everything I had every day because I knew we had a lot of dogs on the schedule that we had to play in. Like a lot of our success falls on the tackle. So I was giving him everything I got. So initially I was getting him a lot, getting him a little bit. Then like the last 2 weeks of camp, he figured me out. Like I ain't getting nothing on like the last 2 weeks of camp. So I'm looking like, yeah, he the real deal, man. Like I don't got no questions about that left tackle or the right tackle. Like I know they're gonna hold it down. Like I was real confident about him. He's gonna have an excellent career if he keep putting in that work.
All right, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Let's talk about what happened, right? So you got word sometime during the offseason that Tom Brady was coming in to be the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And can you describe what that day was like and what the feeling was like when you guys heard the news?
Instantly championship. I knew that's like one of the missing pieces that we needed. So I was one of the people that the coaches tell like, nah, you don't need to talk about the Super Bowl. Like you still got to put the work in. I'm like, nah, like we got the team, we got everything on paper. So the Super Bowl is where we're going to be at the end of the year. As long as we put that work in, like I knew we was over the top once we got Tom. And then Gronk and AB, like Lenny, like everybody, like just took us over the top.
So how? Like, I always hear that, but how? I mean, because the work ethic of the guy, the rings on the finger, what is it, if you could put your finger on something that maybe Brady and Gronk brought to the team this year that was a little different, what would it be?
She just the culture of knowing what to do and how to do it, to be a winning team and to be a consistently good team week in and week out. Like we last year was 7-9, I think. And a lot of the Bucs, people who've been on the Bucs haven't won anything over probably 8 games since they've been here. So just to see how they do it, see some of their ways that they bring down here, how they practice, how they like warm up and stuff like that. And then just listening to them, talking to them in the locker room, getting some of their knowledge on just football, on life, just the way he just engaged with everybody in the locker room. It just went from, once you see Tom up there talking to everybody, from the first man to the last man on the roster, it just makes it easier for everybody else to do it, and it helps to get the camaraderie built.
But you guys sat there at 7-5, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks before that, I had, they asked me to make a list, who's the best team, second best, all that kind of stuff. And I caught all kinds of hell because I put you guys first. And then you lost, I don't know how many games. And I go, I got to be the biggest dumbass of all time. I can't even pick out a football team. And that's all I do all day long is watch you guys play. But there was something in that team, and in particular, your defense. And I kind of started my little love affair with watching the Green Bay Packers game, because I think they jumped out like 10-0, and then you guys started bringing the pressure, and it was over. It was like 38-10, complete turnaround. Describe how that game sort of jump-started you guys.
So that game was crazy. Like you said, they got out fast on us. We on the sideline. I think Coach Bowles brought us up saying, like, it was nothing that we haven't seen. We just got calmed down and play. And then we go out there, get that pick six, and that, like, brought the momentum and changed everything for offense. Picked it up. We picked it up for the rest of the game, like the pressure, the coverage, like everything. Like from that point on, after that pick six was pretty much like money. Like we couldn't do no wrong after that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing people don't understand about football. They think, it's just about having the pieces. It's just about you put the greatest players together, and it's about rhythm. You know what I mean? It's about momentum. It's about consistency. It's about finding the groove. And once you get in that groove, especially as a defense, you feel like you can stop anything. You feel like the rush and the coverage working together, the backers swarming, and y'all have backers flying all over the place. Obviously Devin White and Levante going crazy. Once you get in that rhythm, it feels like everything is happening fast. It feels like you can't catch a sack because everybody's back there. You're like, man, I can't get a sack because y'all boys getting it before me. You can't get a pick because y'all boys are getting it before me. I can't get a tackle because y'all boys getting it first. And it's like you find yourself in games competing to get stats, not even purposely. You know what I mean? It's not like you're chasing stats, but it's like you can't get a stat because you beat your man in 2 seconds, but he beat his man in 1. It's like, dang.
Yeah, and it felt like that's exactly how the Packers game went the last time, the Chiefs game and the Super Bowl. Like we found that groove, man, and like that's how I feel good. Like to be one of the guys who I put a lot of pressure on myself to make every play, but I feel good to know that I don't have to make the play because I got everybody else on the team who could step up and make the play and who prepared to make the play and who been doing it for the whole entire year. So I'm like, man, I don't want to leave this team. We got too much to leave and go rebuild.
Because you're just one of 11 at that point. You know, it's like I don't have to be the world. You know what I mean? I just got to do this. Oh, you want me to get pressure on the quarterback? I can do that because I know you're going to cover the hell out of him. And if everybody does their part, and you don't want to leave something like that, because that's where championships, that's where legacy comes in. Some people get so selfish. You're like, no, I got to go get mine. It's like, well, go get yours and you're winning.
And I've been a part of some losing teams, had a few losing seasons, man, and I ain't trying to do that. I think do something to your mental if you're doing it for too long.
You know, you had, we'll talk about the end of the road and the game against Kansas City, but you in the game in the middle of the season played and they were spanking you guys pretty good, right? That was Tyreek Hill going up and down the field. He was on pace for 1,000 yards at the end of the first quarter, whatever it was. It's like you guys had no chance of stopping him. And then it was 17-0, and you were on the right side of the defense, and they were getting ready to go in and make it 24-0 because you guys hadn't stopped anything yet.
Yeah.
And you get off of Fisher and get a sack fumble, and you guys recover the ball. And it sort of led to a comeback. The game ended up sort of close. And but that was kind of a turning point too, because as you looked ahead to the Super Bowl, what you did there and what the pass rush overall was able to do sort of became a reflection of what the Super Bowl was going to look like down the road.
Yeah, most definitely. And like, I honestly played the Chiefs in Denver so many times that like they have a decent O-line, but I never thought that their O-line was like able to slow us down or in Denver or even slow us down now in Tampa. So even with the starters, it would have been a little bit harder getting some work done on Schwartz because he's pretty good. Fish is decent, but like I feel as though no matter who was out there that we'd have been able to eat regardless because we just wanted it more. We had that mindset mentality and like Coach Bowles schemed it up in the second half so that we would be able to stop them more because if you'd have going off that first half, the Chiefs, they probably just pulled back on the throttle a little bit in the second half. But we had switched the game plan up a little bit and started making it a little bit harder for them guys. We kept it going for the last game.
That's the thing. I mean, y'all put a cap over the defense. Y'all stop playing the corners and man, you know what I mean, every damn play and stop the bottom and just like, hey, 4 rush. That's what we did. I don't know if you guys watched our film against them the year before in the Super Bowl, but we just played coverage and rushed the 4 because we knew our 4 could get there, you know, and they kind of got away with a little bit of holding on Bosa and Eric and all that, but it was so much pressure with 4 because they don't help them, as y'all saw. They don't help the tackles. They don't chip, they don't do nothing. And so if your 4 can win one-on-one, somebody gonna get a one-on-one. There's gonna be 2-3 people with one-on-ones. If you win your one-on-ones, then it's up to you getting Mahomes. You know, he ain't an easy person to get. You know, y'all had him running for his life.
Yeah, y'all most definitely did have a good job against them boys. It was like one play or something at the end of the game that hurt.
Yeah, it was a third and 15, and y'all had the same rep, and y'all got a sack on it. And both of them got a sack, and they ran that dagger 7, and they hit that up.
Yeah, man. And, I wouldn't even want to talk about. I ain't gonna bring that up. I know that's something hard to talk about, man.
It is what it is. You know, it's football. You know, it's unfortunate. But
all right, hey Shaq, we're gonna take a television timeout here in the middle of your interview because there ain't no way in hell I'm letting Richard get out of here and not talk about his free agency situation at this point. You know, can you hear me now, Shaq? You know what I'm saying? America needs to know. So let's take a television timeout here and figure out what's going on with King Richard.
Well, it's been slow motion so far. You know, I've gotten a couple filler calls, you know, where they're like, hey, so what are you willing to take? Or what are you willing to do? What are you trying to do? And what's my bottom number? What's my top number, et cetera, but nothing crazy, you know, nothing, no firm offers or anything. I think they're waiting for all the young guys to figure out where they're going. And Shaq Griffin just figured he just got signed to Jacksonville. So I think it's all about to fall out, you know, once he and William Jackson get off the board.
Yeah, he got a good one. What did he get? Like 40 million, something like that?
Yeah, he got like 29 guaranteed. You got 40 up to 45. I think they got some crazy bonuses and incentives in there, but you got good money.
And you're acting as your own agent, is that right?
I am. Got to do it yourself. No middleman.
So tell me what that's like. Shaq, can you even imagine that? Can you even imagine being your own agent for the deal you just signed?
I mean, I can't imagine, but like I see like how once you like go through the levels, like once you get up to the stage where he's at, like I understand like represent yourself, but I'm happy that my guy Drew was able to get it done. But I can't imagine like going through all that and not getting what you want to get and then having to play hardball and it's just not my expertise yet. But I wouldn't mind learning.
Hey, Shaq, do you think he talks about himself in the third person? Well, let me tell you how good Richard is here. I'll tell you how good Richard is.
Hey, you may as well lie, dog.
Right. But just like let me show you the tape. No, but it's been good conversation. You know, I think it's going. You know, the market for receivers and corners have been kind of slow. You know, once the initial guys have gone, because guys have just been more cautious about what they're doing. You know, except the Patriots. The Patriots been going crazy. They haven't called yet though.
Well, they will. Believe me, if they don't run out of money, they're going to call here eventually.
Right.
So Shaq, in your situation, Tom Brady somehow, at least public perception, always takes a little less than he could, right? I mean, Tom Brady could ask for the whole salary cap and somebody would give it to him. But it looks like almost across the board, your team and you in particular, I don't think there's any doubt you could have made more money if you were willing to go play hardball and go out there on the market because you had phenomenal years back to back. Why did you do that? And is that sort of a team thing or a Brady thing at this point that you guys just wanted to come back and do it again?
So I came from Denver, so I've been a part of something special, man. And I know what it's like to lose an important piece to something special or what could have been if you would have got all the guys back together. And I see that Mr. Light.
Peyton, yeah.
Yeah. So when Jason and Mr. Light came telling me that they want to do everything to try to bring me back, then they brought Vontae back, franchise tag CG. Like, man, I know we got a tremendous group of guys on this team. And I ain't want to miss out on this because there's a chance to be special. I know we could do something real big, man. There's an upcoming year again. We just got to keep working, and I want to be a part of that for sure. And I ain't want to potentially have to move my family all over again. We already moved from Colorado to Florida. I don't want to have to move from Florida to another state. So I was like, man, I'm gonna make it work here. And they made it work. Gave me a nice, good offer, and I was ready to accept it and go to work now.
There you go. Now it's all behind. That's the cool thing about the process. Everybody's like, man, it's so stressful. And it is. It's really stressful. It's like nerve wracking. You be damn near like, I hate y'all. But then it's behind you and you'll never think about it again. You'll never have to think about yesterday or last night again. You'll be sitting there like, it'll all be positive. It'll almost be like it never happened. And that's the cool thing.
Yeah, them last few minutes, you be like, come on, man. Like, you up there thinking to yourself.
Right. Going to that dark place.
But they, you know what I'm saying? They at the right time, we got it right, and now here for another full.
All right. So now tell me what it's like, because nobody can possibly understand this. So when I signed my rookie deal, I went from getting $20 a week that my parents allowed me to have, which I thought, and I had more money than anybody, so I wasn't complaining about that. So I got a $200,000 signing bonus, and I went to the bank and asked for it in pennies. I was like, just bring all the pennies out. I would just want to have all of them here. But when you sign a 4-year, $72 million contract, and you were an undrafted rookie free agent, that's got to be like the greatest feeling moment in the world.
Oh, it most definitely is, man. Just to be able to provide the way I want to be able to provide for my lifetime, for my kids' lifetime. I was getting a call for my lifetime and for my kids' lifetime, man. It's just amazing. Like, I had all the love from all my parents growing up. Like they provided what they could provide, but we were still lacking in some areas. And I'm gonna take everything that they showed me that was the right way, along with the stuff that I want to make a little bit better. And I'm gonna just try to just do the best I can for my kids, man. But it's all about the security for my family and just having stability, like stability and security, not having to move from home to home from every like year, twice a year. And we still got to move up, another move coming to our home that we're going to have down here. But we're going to be staying put for the next 4 years and hopefully a couple more years after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to lead a city you brought a Super Bowl to. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you're gonna move to that next house, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're gonna move somewhere else. But it's like you get too much love in that city now. You know what I mean? You're gonna have endorsement opportunities no matter what for the history. You're gonna be part of the team that brought a Super Bowl to that city. And obviously they had one before, but this one was special. This was with Tom. You know, this was in Tampa. Like definitely a special one.
Yeah, it is a lot of love out here for sure, man. It's a lot of love.
Richard kept his house, but left the team. So I don't know how that works out somewhere. You know, it's all the same. Hey, let's go back to the season now a little. When you guys, you're now you're on a hot streak, right? You're 7-5, you're winning, you're getting the playoffs, and you can kind of feel this thing starting to build a little bit. But you're also going into Green Bay. And there was a lot of conversation about messages that Tom Brady was sending to the team and playing in the cold, and you guys are this Florida team going to Green Bay, and the day wasn't that cold, right? But give me a little bit of the feel of walking into Lambeau for the championship game and the right to play a home Super Bowl game for the first time in NFL history.
So just that week leading up to that, like me in my room with JPP, got Ant Nelson, Cam Gill, our coach Larry Foote, we talking about it like it's on us, man. Like we got to get pressure on the quarterback. We know that Aaron Rodgers give us a lot of time to get to him. He get rid of it a lot quick too sometimes too, but we knew that we was gonna have a lot of opportunities to get to the quarterback for some bad throws, some turnovers, some strip sacks or something. So we in our room like pretty much joking, our coach joking around a lot, talking about like, man, JPP, we got Super Bowl rings already. So I don't know if y'all as hungry as the other guys. I don't know if y'all gonna be ready to play. So we like, all right, just watch this week, watch Sunday when we get out there. So we just wanted it. It's like we wanted this probably more than anybody else out there. We wanted to win a ring together, with the new brothers that we have on this team. We wanted to do it for ourselves, wanted to do it for our kids. We wanted to do it for like all the players on the team, the inside backers, they was playing because they're meeting room right next to us. So they always say what we talking about. So they be like chirping in our meeting room and stuff. So it'd be cool, man. Just this camaraderie we had that started forming probably like a week before the bye week on up.
So tell me the difference between attacking and rushing Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, and Patrick Mahomes, the $500 million man. I mean, you had to go back to back, right? I mean, these are the two right there at the top of the NFL. And what would be the difference in playing against Mahomes?
It's no difference from me rushing on the right tackle. So I'm on the left side rushing on the right tackle. And they both like to escape to that side through the B gap. So I had to rush cautious. If I'm not winning my rush, I had to hurry up and turn it into power to squeeze the B gap. But I was most definitely tired of playing against quarterbacks like that. I just wanted to be able to rush free and do my thing. But the way how dangerous they are getting out of the pocket, scrambling and running and making the deep throws, I had to be cautious on that right side for sure, on that right tackle side.
I saw you make a play and so I just got finished watching your greatest hit. So at PFF, I can put the film on and just your top 50 graded plays of the year. So I'm just watching those.
Okay.
And in the Super Bowl, Mahomes like started scrambling to the right and then did that sort of backup scramble. But you turned, like when I was playing receiver, a guy like Richard Sherman, I felt like sometimes ran the route for me, right? He must have known the play because he got to where I was going before I got there. And Mahomes sort of made that little trademark move of his and his fadeaway jumper move and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you made the cut with him. I mean, it was like synchronized swimming, and you were on him and you forced the throwaway. And it was like, they just got him. I mean, you look so damn athletic. I go, this guy must have played running back or receiver at some point in his life. Like where is that? What does that come from?
So I always was a bigger guy growing up, but I did used to play that back in like Pop Warner and stuff like that. But I always wanted to show skills off like I did used to play running back. I always wanted to be a skill position guy. So that's where that come from. But also it's from thinking the game. I know coming from the outside, like he might always give you a move and go outside. And that's why I'm mad with myself, because I wasn't thinking the whole entire time. I left a few plays out there. But if I'm like really thinking the game the way I'm supposed to be thinking the game, like it just makes it a lot easier. You know the best escape route for the quarterback. Like no matter where you coming from, you know what they would do. The best chance of them being able to outrun you or give you a little something. So like when I'm thinking the game, I'm able to look like an athlete out there and play the way I'm supposed to play. But when I'm not thinking the game, I still could be there to make a play, force an incomplete pass, but it won't be like the sack like it's supposed to be. And that's what happened a few times in the Super Bowl. I wasn't thinking, and he gave me a little fake move and ended up going outside when I should just stay outside the whole time because I got all the help in the inside, or vice versa, stay inside when I got the sideline to help me. So I missed a couple of plays like that, but it's just thinking the game and having a good feel out there for what's going on.
He cracks me up, Richard. They just go on the greatest streak ever. He just got paid $1 bazillion, and all he can remember are the couple of plays he didn't get him on the ground. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the athlete's curse, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
This is never enough.
Never enough.
Is when you're probably done.
You said, yeah.
You're like,
man, that joint.
Like I made all the plays I needed to make. We good. It's like,
yeah.
time for you to hang them up.
So you get to the Super Bowl, and tell me about the text message that Tom Brady sent to everybody.
Hey, I think that was an offensive text message because I ain't get that. But I really can't speak to it. I didn't get it. But I mean, whatever he was telling the team or telling the offense, it was working because them boys came out there ready to go.
It was something to watch. You guys, it made it look easy. A home playoff game, a home Super Bowl, and then you get to go on the boat trip. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a parade, right? But you guys have the boat parade. And somehow, some way, Tom Brady has the trophy, and he's going to throw it across about 20 feet of water. And that Super Bowl trophy is going right to the bottom of that ain't a floater, right? That's not a bobber at this point. Were you anywhere close enough to see it, or what did you think about that?
So looking at the video, I'm looking like after drinking a little bit, that's a good idea. But sober mind, do not do that. He know that. Like, yeah, I was drinking a little bit. That sounds like a good idea right now. Young Tom, I'll be all right, even if the worst does happen. So I was like, dang, like, good thing he called it because we don't want to see what would happen otherwise, man. Like, they had to catch it.
Right.
At least it wasn't like what did Gronk do with the last one in New England? He hit a baseball with it or something.
Something like that. He did it.
Yeah. He went to a Red Sox game. Yeah. He took a swing with the trophy and hit a baseball with it.
Yeah, that's what happened when you stack them on top of each other. You don't know what to do.
This has been such a strange year now with free agency and the likes. You chose to stay home. We'll see where Richard ends up going. But as you looked around this free agent season, what jumped out to you? What are you thinking as you're watching the New England Patriots just sign everybody, or anything else that stuck out to you?
No, the New England thing is what jumped out at me. Like it's the first time that I actually see New England paying people. Like usually they rarely pay the people they have in home, and they paying all these people free agents. I'm like, yeah, they really trying to change something up there because what they got going on ain't usual New England play. So I feel like they try and get back to their normal ways. And he knows like outside help. They need a lot of outside help to get there. And I think that's pretty much the only thing that jumped out to me was New England and how they going crazy up there.
How about you, Richard? Anything that really kind of caught your attention as far as the free agency? It was surprising so far that we have not seen the wide receivers really be front and center the way that I think many people thought they might.
Yeah, I think I mean it's a pass rusher league. You know, I think you continue to see the value of the pass rusher, and you continue to see it in free agency. I think people are going away from the value of receivers and the difference that they make. You know, I think you're starting to figure out that, hey, just like the kid in Minnesota, you know, the rookie went out there and played.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson went out there and played incredible football. And as a rookie, you know, went out there and showed out. You're not finding a lot of rookie pass rushers that are making a huge difference. Outside of Bosa did it last year, but this year Chase Young made an impact. But these are the number 1 and 2 picks. You know what I mean? They're high up there in the draft. So I think that's the biggest way you can affect the game. Your secondary can be what it's going to be, but if you can get the quarterback uncomfortable consistently, you can make a difference. And that's how they were able to make a run. Obviously, their linebackers are great. Their secondary is fantastic. They got tight coverage all the time. But I think people are putting more of an onus on getting to the pass rush, you know, getting the pass rush situated. And so once they get that situated and that gets passed, then they're working on making playmakers and guys like that a priority. So that's what I'm seeing. I mean, obviously New England felt really comfortable with their defense and wanted to shore up the tight end and paid them over 30 a year, both of them, which is crazy. But, you know, they're really putting the onus on the offensive side, giving Cam some weapons, or whoever the quarterback is, some weapons to work with, because they didn't have very many last year. It was bare covered. You know, you didn't give them a chance to really be that successful, and they still went 7-9, I think, in a division where Buffalo is looking really dominant.
All right, Shaq, Richard's been my general manager all year, so I'm putting the hat back on you now.
There we go.
If you were the Houston Texans and you've got an all-world quarterback in Deshaun Watson,
yeah,
and he's not happy, right? We've seen instances of this before. I saw it in Cincinnati. Carson Palmer was in here, and he said, "I ain't coming back." And they said, "Oh, you'll come back. You'll come back." So he sat out a few games and said, "No, you'll come back." Halfway through the year, they've got no choice. They had to trade him, right? He wasn't going to play football anymore for him. So what do you think happens to Deshaun Watson and or Russell Wilson this year? Are they still playing for Houston and Seattle respectively, or are they moving on?
I think Deshaun Watson going to be out of there. It seems like there's no way that anything could work down there for him. It's like he already checked out. He don't want to get a new coach a chance, nothing. Like he just want to be out of there. That's not where he want to be no more. So I think he's going to be gone. But I think Russell, like he might have a chance to stay, but they really do need to protect Russell a little bit better though. Like I don't think he ever had like a average offensive line. I think they always perform probably below average, like numbers wise. And I would like Russell, he probably will stay because they always contenders every year, but they not really going to be able to get anything done without a shored up offensive line.
Richard, you've been around Seattle as much as anybody, and you know Pete Carroll. So they paid Russ, right? He got paid. You know, there's always a price to be paid when you make the most money, and you take as much of it off the table. So maybe they can't pay offensive linemen what they may be able to do otherwise. Do you think that Pete Carroll is actually thinking about this at this point, just from a standpoint of what else can I do to make this guy happy? We paid him, we gave him the long-term contract. And if he wants to go that bad, I still want to go play defense and run the football anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because that strategy is what's worked on every level for him. It worked at USC, even when he had great passers and great pass catchers. You know, he still had Reggie Bush and Lindale White running the ball. When he had Marshawn, at its best, you know, that's the strategy that wins most in football. Even with Tampa, you know, it was great defense, running the football with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. They ran the football, they balanced, you know, they made big plays in the pass game, but it was running the football that established the play action, et cetera, and allowed them to move the football down the field. So I think that's where it's getting lost. I think people are getting lost somewhere thinking, oh man, they actually had a pretty, I mean, I don't know what PFF had them at, but I think they were right middle of the pack this year in their offensive line. I think they were like 12th or 13th. So it wasn't like an awful offensive line, but it's a different style of football. It was just like Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It's like, hey, when you're off the spot that they expect you to be in, you can't expect the tackle to know exactly where you're at. You can't expect, hey, you're off to the right in that pass rusher season, but the tackle, you don't see him. So he making his pass rush plan with you right there, and the tackle thinking you in the pocket. So I don't think the outside world will ever fully understand what that takes, you know. And I think the greatest success that was had was early when he was on his rookie contract, and it was defense. It was Marshawn running the ball. It was you know, him having to make plays on a limited basis. You know, he had to make the plays that were there, but it wasn't consistently on his back to say, hey, if you don't play well, the game's over. You know, and now that's the case. Now, if he doesn't play well, they're paying him, I don't know, $35 million. They paid him multiple times. So that comes to territory. You know, when you're making that kind of money, if you don't play well, the team's not going to win, and it's going to be on you. That's going to happen. You know, and they're not going to. They have a good tackle in Dwayne Brown. You know, the rookie guard played really well. They do need a center. You know, hopefully they find a way to shore that up. But no matter what, when you shore that up, if you shore up the whole offensive line and pay that, then you're not going to have a defense. You know, then you're going to be in shootouts. It's always you're giving somewhere, so you're going to be winning 40 to 38 every week. You know, and
yeah.
Well, it's interesting because both Russell and Deshaun, part of the reason you pay those guys is they're going to make people miss, right? I mean, that's part of the value of what they bring to it. So as a general manager, I might even think about, well, I can spend my money somewhere else because the first guy's not going to get them on the ground anyway.
Yeah. Right. There's some of that. And then you got the playmakers. You know, they had Lockett, you know, they got Metcalf, and they're about to come up. You know, Lockett's making his money now, but Metcalf's about to come up and he's about to take max money, you know, and that's going to be a whole another thing to deal with. You know, once that comes up, then it's like 20 more million. So that has to come from somewhere, you know, and it's like, what other piece are you going to take away to give him? Because he's on a rookie deal right now. He's vastly outplaying it, you know, making huge plays, being consistent week in and week out. So it's not, you know, it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah. Shaq, I wanted to ask you about Bruce Arians too. So Bruce comes in, and ain't nobody a better dude than Bruce Arians. Now, I know he can be a little bit hard ass in practice, and he can holler and scream a little bit. But there was a lot of debate within the outside community that, is this, you know, Bruce's offense? Was it Tom's offense? Did he have to learn that? Is that what part of the problem was? And did it just take Brady a little while to figure it out? Or did he kind of at the end give in to Tom and let him do a little bit more of his thing? What part of any of that is true in your mind?
So I think initially they did have I think it probably initially was more BA offense, Leftwich calling the calls. And then towards the end of the year, I think they incorporated Tom probably like 50-50, because we did a lot of play action, a lot of running play action over the top towards the end of the year. And then we still took our normal shots that we usually take. So I think we found the perfect balance at the end of the year. But initially, I think it was probably more BA system. And then we slowly but surely started working it towards a balance.
Yeah, and Richard, I know you're going to have to go at some point here, so I'm going to get back to this right now because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you. I got to hear a little bit of what you're thinking with free agency. People are going to be tuned in. They're going to go, Cris didn't drill down on him hard enough. Like ask him the hard questions. Like, what are you thinking right now? Like, what's going through your mind as you sit and wait for, you know, there's always levels of free agency that come about. What are you thinking right now?
Oh, I'm pretty chill. You know, I'm the right situation will come up. You know, obviously I'm in no desperate spot. I'm in no hurry to chase after anything. You know, if the right situation doesn't come up, then I'll wait it out. But it's a good place to be in. You know what I mean? I don't have to want for anything. I don't have to chase a team. The right team, the right situation will come, and if it doesn't, then I'll keep the wait. The wait will continue. But right now, that's all it is chilling, waiting for the right opportunity, and not forcing anything.
And is there still a team in the back of your mind? You don't have to tell me who it is, but is there a team in the back of your mind that you go, that would be really sweet. I'd really like to go to Dallas. I'd really like to go to the Jets. I'd really like to go back to Seattle to take Shaq's place again. Is there one team that in the back of your mind you're going, that's it. That's the one I want.
Yeah, there's a couple teams. There's two or three that are will be optimal landing spots where I'd feel really comfortable and feel like I got a chance to win and make a difference and go out there and play high level football. And there are a few possibilities where people call, I'm just gonna hang up the phone. There are a couple people that's gonna call. I'm gonna say, hey, we're not gonna waste each other's time today.
So you're saying if you get the 513 area code from Cincinnati, that'll never be answered.
I'll answer it just to be cordial and polite, just because I know you being the guy.
And just no Tampa 813, man. Make sure you pick that one up.
The 813?
Yeah.
Y'all got great corners, boy. Y'all got them boys.
Yeah, they most definitely was them boys, them grave diggers. I love the name they gave themselves, the grave diggers.
Right. Them boys was digging graves, all right.
Mm-hmm. They was for sure.
And Shaq, I want you to tell me a little bit about Todd Bowles. Now, Todd Bowles is one of my favorite guys because he's almost like, to me, he's like talking to Tony Dungy, who I've known forever. And he's just so chill, right? He's just laid back, but he's so aggressive with how he wants to call a game and man coverage. And tell me about Todd Bowles and what he meant to your defense.
Coach Bowles, he the truth, man. I'm sad he ain't get a job somewhere, but I'm also happy too because he everything for our defense, man. He know exactly what need to be done. He know how to communicate it so we can understand it, and he just mastermind everything. He like the schemes that we be running. We installing something new every week, pretty much, unless it's like a team that we play all the time who got like a basic game plan. But Coach Bowles, he's really a mastermind. He a guru. Like he know everything. He know how we need to attack. He got the people that we got the people so that we can execute the calls. Coach Bowles is a great defensive coordinator. Like the best defensive coordinator that I have played with so far.
And can you explain to a common man like me how you didn't get drafted? Like seriously, what were you? Did you weigh 210 pounds coming out of college, or why weren't you drafted?
So coming out of college, I was same height. I'm 6'1 3/4, so 6'2". I was 250 coming out of college though, but my 250 was pretty much all on my stomach area. So that's the only thing. The only reason why I think I didn't get drafted because I was about 18% body fat. But my senior year, I had 12 sacks. I think that was like third in the nation coming out of college. I had some forced fumbles, had big time plays and big time moments, but had a good film against Alabama. I really don't know why I didn't get drafted. The only reason I could come up with is because I had a gut. I had a real big gut.
I'm going to guess, unless you had too much of the tequila with Tom Brady after the game, that gut's probably gone. Did that kind of change you? Did that have you go, man, I got to change this, or I got to fix this?
Yeah, so it was my first year at Denver. I think I still had some of it, but it wasn't until after this first year, my off season going into my second year, is when my wife started meal prepping for me, and I started working out, getting everything done, eating a meal prep, and actually trying to change it to give myself the best chance I could possibly have to make the team next year. Because I was on practice squad, and practice squad was really beneficial for me my first year, but I know that's not a place that I wanted to be. I wanted to help and contribute to the team, help us win, and I just wanted to play. And so I wanted to give myself the best chance possible. So I started doing everything the right way.
Yeah, you guys had so much success on your defensive line, which and became the focal point, obviously, in the Super Bowl. And Vita Vea came back, but he was gone for most of that run, the really successful run. But he also is a guy that coming into next year is like, oh, you think we were good this year, right? I mean, he could seriously, because he was fantastic before he got hurt.
Yeah, we most definitely was missing Vida. We had our other guys come in, they stepped up and played tremendous as well. But Vida, his presence out there, like, when Vida out there, he's going to take up this gap, and then adjacent gaps next to him on both sides. So, like, we know we got the run game shut down for sure. And then the linebacker is free to just run it wrong to wherever the ball is going. And the pass rush, he get pressure all the time in the pass rush. Vida just got work on finishing because he gets to the quarterback a lot, but he don't finish.
You guys, especially in that Green Bay game, I really studied that one because I think we were doing the Packers the next week, or maybe doing you guys the next week. But it was like you unleashed Devin White and Levante David rushing and coming after the quarterback a little bit in that game. And it really got to be like this feeding frenzy on Aaron Rodgers that I had never seen before. I just don't ever remember a time that he looked as uncomfortable as what you guys made him look like in that game. And then you turn right around the championship game and got him again. That was such a sort of stunning moment when they decided to kick the field goal at the end of the game. I mean, can you tell me were you guys surprised that happened?
I'm 100% surprised. I saw people going to the side like, no, they're going to go for it. Come on, come back, stay on the field. Then I see the kicker running. I'm like, hey, I take it. Like, I know our offense is amazing in a 4-minute offense. Like, probably 0% of the times the defense, the other team got the ball back. Like, I had all the faith in our offense that they weren't getting the ball back, and they came out there and did their thing, and they didn't get the ball back. But I pretty told we probably it would have been a nice 4th down play, but I don't know what would have happened. I wonder if we would have still held them and did the same thing. But tell them we appreciate it, Coach, for making that decision for us.
I was sitting there. I'm not even so sure he couldn't have run it in on 3rd down. It was like such a bizarre sequence in a championship game. It just really was.
Yeah, and then like that first time, Coach Bowles, he just schemed it up. Like he said, we ain't want to give him no time. That's why we had the guys blitzing like that. But then the second game, he knew that he's like, we're gonna put it on the pass rush. We want to send for, let everybody else stay back in coverage. So like either way, both ways worked, and we ended up looking as good as we looked out there. Like Coach Bowles, he really know what he's doing out there.
Yeah. Well, Shaq, I got to tell you, I really enjoyed watching you play this year. You can get after the quarterback in unique ways, but I probably was as impressed with your ability at 250 to play the edge, to set the edge, to escape blocks, to escape double teams, get your hands on the quarterback. You didn't always go for the big hit. You were going for the ball in key situations. And you just had 2 great years back to back. And you should be really proud of where you've come from, undrafted, the whole thing. And $72 million later, here you are on top of the world, and congratulations.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. And it's like it's just everybody, man, gave me a chance, learn from me. Let me learn from, taught me a lot. Like, I was just excited to be down here. Coach Foot let me play the way I want to play. Coach Bowles let me play the way I want to play. They just like everything coming together perfectly. That's what helped me get to where I'm at now. And I'm excited to be ready to try to run it back again next year, try to go back to back. And I think we're going to get it done. Like, we just got to put the work in. Like, and ain't no reason why we shouldn't get it done. We got the same team.
I'll tell Brady not to throw the Super Bowl trophy this time. So
he can throw it to me.
Made me nervous, man. I was like, what are you doing this? Hey, congratulations, though. Thanks for your time. It was really great getting a chance to talk with you.
Oh, same here. It was a pleasure for me as well.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Free Agency Saga with our special guest, Shaq Barrett, and, of course, Richard Sherman. And we'll be back next week with Richard. And he had to kind of keep his cards close to the vest this time around. By this time next week, we're going to get a full report. Which team did Richard Sherman sign with, and how did it happen? He acts as his own agent. That's pretty cool. We will see you next week. Thanks for listening.